Alright, welcome back. We are now working on advanced form techniques in Chapter 7. And I also am working with an electronic book, so you might have to be a little patient with me. The first thing we want to do is create a form in Form Design. Close our navigation pane and make sure that this box right here is selected. Alright, if your property sheet isn't open, do so now. And then we're going to go to our record source so we can tell our form what table we want to use. You will click on the down arrow, and from that you will choose the customer table. So you might have to slide down a little bit, and there's my customer table. They are in alphabetical order. Alright, and then we want to save that, and we're going to save this as customer master form. And say OK. Alright. And that way, when we add our title, it'll automatically put in the correct name for us. Okay. Next, we want to go to our caption property in the property sheet. So caption is right here, and we're going to call it Customer View. I'm on number 2 of page 414. Customer View and Update Form. Alright, and that is your caption, and you're going to close your property sheet, and then you're going to click on the Add Existing Fields right here. Okay, now we're going to turn the page. And we want to click on Show All Tables. So if not all your tables are showing, then you want to show them all. Alright, so now we're going to drag the customer number over. Now, just so you can see something cool, you can double click and it'll automatically spit it out where it thinks you want it, which usually it's not, but when you're doing a whole bunch of things all at one time, it does make life a whole lot easier that way. But they are going to have us change the CU number to customer number. So we're going to click here once, click here again, and type customer. Notice that it resizes all by itself, and it is a little big, but not too much so. Then we want to move these, so we're going to move them to approximately here. I think it looks like this is going about there. They both should come together. If yours don't, then you need to fix that. Now you want to click on customer name, hold the shift key down, and click on customer type. So we're going to move over a whole bunch of records all at one time. Go ahead and turn the page. And it wants us to drag these selected fields to the approximate position, which is a little bit to the right of this-ish. Alright? And remember, if it's wrong, it's always easy to fix them. It's not that big of a deal. And then we want to select resources needed. Click on the top one, hold the shift key down, and you're going to select through the returns field. Alright, and drag that also over to about where you think this needs to be. Looking at the book, to me it looks like it's about here. And that's sitting on top of it, so using my arrow keys, I can move this over. Piece of cake, right? So we're going to close our field list. Go ahead and save our form, and then turn the page. Alright. Now, we want to click on our design field. So here is our design. We go to more. We want to make sure that Use Control Wizards is selected. And then we're going to choose a combo box. And we're going to choose our combo box. And what's good is it's very easy to find it. Up there, yes. And then we'll click about here, about 3.5 or so. We're going to click, and it pops up with our combo box wizard. And then we'll go to the next page. You want to make sure I want the combo box to get values to be selected, and then choose next. And then you want to choose our tables option, and you want to choose our table book rep. Tables here should be selected. Table book rep is what we're going to choose there. Then we'll choose next. And we're going to add the book rep number, so click on the add field. Then first name and last name. So first name, you have to select it, and then move over to last name. Alright, turn the page. And we're going to choose next. And in the first, we're going to choose book rep number. So we want it to sort by book rep number in ascending order. Then we choose next. And in this case, we want to take the hide key column check mark out, so that we add in the book rep number. And then we choose next. Turn the page. And it says to choose next again. And then we want to choose store that value in this field. Click on the down arrow, and we will choose book rep number. So the user can type in whatever value they need to put there. Then we do next, and we want to save this as book rep number. Then we're going to hit finish, and we will move the label so it looks like the one in the book. So it looks like this is just to the right of the 3. So about like this. It looks like I might need to change some of my other labels, but that's okay. I can always do that later. And then hit save. Alright, now at the bottom of the page it says click in the detail section anywhere, as long as you're not on a label or on a control, and you want to go to the format tab in our design tools. Turn the page. Then we want to choose our background color, so we're going to do it with our bucket this time. And we're going to choose light gray 2. So out of the standard colors. So that means slide down to here. And we want to see light gray 1, light gray 2. And that's what we want for our colors. Ooh, that's kind of dark. Alright. Then we want to go to our design tab. I'm on the bottom under to format a control. We want to click on our customer number control. So that's going to be this white control, customer number. Go to our property sheet. Y'all have this down by now, right? And we're going to change the font weight. So go down to font. And instead of normal, we are going to choose semi-bold. Alright. Then we're going to change the special effect to sunken. As soon as I find it, here we go. Special effect to sunken. Alright. And then we want to go to the 4-color property box. Right now it says text 1, lighter 25%. And we're going to click on the build button. And we get lots of colors. And turn the page. We're going to choose a dark blue underneath the standard colors. And there we go, dark blue. Alright, that's going to be the 4-color of that control. Then we want to click on the label for our customer number and change the font italic where it says no right now. We're going to change it to yes. Remember, we can also do that under format and at home, just so you remember there's other ways to do the same thing. Alright, special effect, we're going to change it to etched instead of flat. Alright, then we're going to close the property sheet. Now we're going to go to our format tab, and we are going to click on the customer number control, and then double click Format Painter. In the font section, and then we're going to select all of our controls. So we're going to click on customer name, street, city, state, and notice that it's doing our labels also. Cool. Alright, and then you have to turn off the Format Painter, and let's save and turn the page. Alright, now at the bottom of the next page, to view this form, it wants us to go to the Design tab, and and then we want to go to the View button and go to Form View. And y'all just made a very beautiful form. So excited. And it looks like I definitely need to make these a little larger, right? So now we're going to switch this back to Design View. And I'm going to move these over some. So I'm going to select all this stuff here, and I'm going to move them over till about there. Then I'm going to make these boxes a little bit longer, so I'm just going to select those so it does them all at once. Get the double arrow, drag them out so they're a little bigger, like that. And let's do the same thing here just to make it look a little nicer. Grab this double arrow, drag it out a little bit. Alright, and then when we check it again, if it needs to get bigger, we'll make it bigger. Alright, looks nice. So turn the page. At the bottom of the next page, page 424, it says to click on our title button so that we can add a title. And that automatically adds our form header and a form footer. And since we've saved our form, it also adds in our title, Customer Review and Update Form, which is what we typed in our caption. That's why it's not the same thing as what we put here. This is what we typed in our caption earlier. Alright, turn the page. And it wants us to lower the boundary of that. So we're going to grab this, and when it gets to the bar with the two arrows, and we're going to drag it down to about like this. And if we need to do more later, we can do that. All right. Make sure the Custom Review Update form is still selected. Go to Format and let's bold that. Okay. And then we can resize it as it needs, and it looks like in the book they have it sized down to 4.5. Alright, not too difficult for advanced forms, pretty easy so far. Now, on page 426, to change the background color of the form header, so this is another thing you already know how to do. We are going to select this section, so we're going to click in here, make sure that's not on any controls, and then we're going to click on Format, and then we're going to go to Background Color, click on the down arrow, and we're going to choose a light gray 2 in the standard section, and I think it's that one, yes, and there we go, a light gray 2. Excellent. Go ahead and save it. Now we're cooking with gas. Turn the page. And that is it for this section. Pretty easy for advanced stuff, right? Alright, see you in a second.